Hey guys, and welcome back to my next tutorial in this series. So today we're going to be looking at smart objects and a few things you can do with them. So let's get straight into it. So first of all, smart objects are types of layers that you get in Photoshop, and you can resize them without losing any information that you bring into the document. So for example, when you bring in vector images into Photoshop, they are smart objects. Now, whilst Photoshop restricts how much you can edit them, they maintain their quality when you resize them. So you can resize them down to small shape and then back up again. Whereas if you did that with a raster image, they wouldn't. So let me just show you an example. So let's get rid of both of these. If we create a big, let's do a circle, as it will be displayed much better with that. If we make a big circle in Photoshop, so it means it's a raster image because it's in Photoshop. If we then resize it all the way down to a tiny circle, hit enter to apply our changes. When we then resize it back up to the size it was before, you'll see that it has now lost a lot of quality, and it wasn't what it was before. With vector images, this will maintain its quality. However, with smart objects, so let me just take that back. So let's do that again, convert to smart object. If I resize it down, hit enter to apply changes, and then resize it back up again, it maintains its quality. So with smart objects, it does also restrict what you can do with it. For example, I can't start editing it and so on. But we're going to look at a few things we can do with that. So the first thing I'm going to show you is that you can edit these using alpha channels. So alpha channels you can visualize as a mask or a stencil that you place over the selected layer to show or hide certain areas. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to show you that there's an alpha channel button down here, just below the layers tab. It's like a white rectangle with a black circle in it. So we're just going to click that while we've got the layer selected. And you'll notice it's created another thumbnail next to it. So it will be white by default. And now this is basically white counts as transparent, so you can see the layer. But when you start to paint black on the alpha channel, it starts to hide it. So let me just select my, it might help if I select my paintbrush here, bring it down a little bit, and got my alpha channel selected. I'm just going to brush over. As you can see, where I've brushed has now made that layer transparent. So this is useful if you want to be non-destructive with your images and vector files without rasterizing them. Another quick tip that I'm going to show you is that let's delete this alpha channel by right-clicking it, selecting delete. If we select an area and then click alpha channel, it will make the selection the alpha channel by default. This will be useful later on. So let's just delete that again. Delete layer mask, and we're going to rasterize it now. So once we rasterize it, we'll now be able to just edit it like normal. So let's get back to the topic at hand. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be placing an image into another image. Sounds not like what I'm trying to explain here. So today we're going to be placing an image into this mobile phone picture, and it's much easier than it may look. So to start off with, we're just gonna we've got our first layer. It's not rasterized. It's just an image. We're gonna create a new layer above it, and we're going to simply draw around the area of the screen. For now, we're just going to ignore the fingers, but we will want the fingers to be over the picture that we're placing in. So if we just zoom in, I'm just going to go from point to point. Here we go, from this point down here. I'm just tapping shift to scroll down faster because I'm impatient. Click here in the next corner. And up here. So now I'm at this point. If I just click enter here, it will go back to our first position, and since it's a straight line, that's easy to do. So now we've got a marquee selecting the screen area, and we're on a new blank layer. We're just going to hit we're just going to fill that that layer. Now because I've got black selected as my background color, I'm just going to hold down control and press backspace, and that will fill it with our background color. So we've now got a layer with the screen selection. One problem though, we've got our fingers of the person using the phone. They're currently under the square, so what we can do is we can take the transparency of this layer down to 50 or so, however much is easy for you to see. And we're just going to zoom in and simply rub out these. So we can use a hard brush, fairly small enough to get in there with all the detail. And we're just going to rub out this person's fingers, or the area of the fingers on the layer above it. So that would do now. I'm just rushing this for the purpose of the tutorial, but I'm sure you guys will have enough time Take your time on this. There we go. Let's work around this finger. There we go. So once you've done this, we're going to go into how we can use smart objects for a more practical purpose. So we've now, let's take this back up to 100%, so we've now got our screen. It looks like it's under the fingers, and we're good to go. So here's another useful tip when using smart objects, is that they can be edited within their own file. So at the moment this is just this screen that we've just made is a raster image. We can right click the layer and convert it to a smart object. So now it's a smart object. It doesn't look much different. There's just a little icon on the thumbnail. We're just going to double click on this this thumbnail, and it'll open up a new document. So as you can see here, this is the layer. If I just add, I'm just going to add in a red dot into the center to show this. So I'm just going to add like a red line. I'm going to Control S to save it. If we go back into our previous document, it's now added them changes. So we can then when you save the document, the Photoshop document, it will also save the layers that you've created here. So sorry, let me just show that again. If I create a new layer, it will save the layers individually, so it's not like it's compressing it to an image. There we go. Let's create a green line. Let's just close this and open it up again, and as you can see, it's actually saved the layers and not just the image. So what we're going to do here is that if I go over the lines that we've created here, like let's go over this transparency here, it has now ruined the work we've done. So to stop us making this mistake again, let me just undo that and save it. To stop us making that mistake, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the pixels of the current layer. So if we're going to go right click on the thumbnail here and go select pixels, it's selected the boundary, the marquee that we made earlier. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add an alpha channel to the selection that we've made. There we go. So now if we go into our smart object and we draw over the lines and hit save and we go back into it, we're not going to lose the shape that we made earlier because of the alpha channel. So if we just disable the alpha channel temporarily, you can see all the mess we've made. So we're going to do something a little bit more practical now. If we go into the smart object, I'm going to drag an image in, a really nice castle I found in my stock images. Just going to position it nicely, and there we go. I'm not going to do much today, but this will be very useful if you're doing interface design. Just going to hit Control S, and I'm going to go back to our previous layer, and as you can see, we've now got a very nice image in this mobile phone display. So I hope this tutorial has been useful for you guys. If you did find it useful, please do leave a comment below, as it was really nice to know that my videos are handy to some people. If you want to know any more or have any suggestions on any other tutorials coming up soon, do contact me on Twitter. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon.